Mentioned this week something about Sydney Colson keeping things lighthearted, and a lot of your players have mentioned her being funny. What can that kind of personality do, and how is that leadership style maybe different but still helpful for a team?
I think it keeps the team loose, number one. Every time, well, anytime I think you go through the ups and downs of a season and in certain situations, you need a little comedic relief. And her timing is always perfect. And I think also just her perspective. I mean, yes, she brings the lightheartedness and whatever, but she's also very serious when it comes to basketball, and she understands the game. She is like having a coach on the bench and on the floor when she's out there. And so, her voice carries a lot of weight. And I'm also thankful that in those times when it can get a little stressful or tight or tense, that she knows how to loosen everybody up.
Do you remember any specific one thing that you maybe thought like that's the funniest Sid Colson moment, or is it just a bunch of little perfect timing little?
It's a bunch of little things like, I don't know, some appropriate, some not. But no, I mean it is. It's really just a bunch of little things, and she keeps it light, which is important. It's important with what we do.
Angel was just ruled out. Just how does that change the strategy for you guys today?
It doesn't really change the strategy. I mean, we prepare for Angel when she's on the floor. We know that she is the best rebounder in this league. The way that they utilize her in that point forward position sometimes creates some challenges. But they also have capable players with size and rebounding ability off the bench. They don't utilize those players in the same way that they utilize Angel, but nonetheless they have great size, that great ability to crash the glass. I mean, they're one of the best rebounding teams in our league, and we've got to do our due diligence and keep them off the glass. Oh, thanks.
There's been a lot of talk this season and especially recently just about the schedule and the condensed amount of time in between games. I'm curious, do you feel that it's affected play or quality at all?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's hard not to when you don't get a lot of rest and recovery. I always think the WNBA season is like this sprint marathon, and you see more injuries when you don't have a chance to recover. But it's not like individual teams are the only ones to deal with it. This is a league-wide collective issue. So and I also think you see the NBA, for example, has a similar cadence, but they've got 30 teams, and they're not quite as much crisscrossing time zones, crisscrossing the country. So it's the challenge of the footprint of our schedule, no doubt.